Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Bird Real Estate Podcast Show. For the new viewers, I am your host, Bruce Bird Jr., also known as Boss Man Bruce. Our mission is just not to motivate, but to educate those that may have fear of taking that leap of faith to get to that God-gifted talent or God-gifted calling by me interviewing on my platform other unique individuals that's already on a straight path on their destiny. Uh, as I said on the last episode, I'm doing something special this time. I'm getting people that I personally know doing special appearances for me for these next episodes because I know other people like other options. It don't have to just be real estate, but it could be just being an entrepreneur. It could be people doing hair or being barbers or being truck drivers or being athletes. So I'm just bringing it all together on these upcoming episodes. But today we have a very unique, prestigious young lady named Markita Rogers. She's an entrepreneur, independent travel agent, network marketing professional, born in San Diego, California, raised mostly in St. Louis, Missouri. She currently drives an 18-wheeler. I didn't expect that. She loves spreading knowledge on wealth building opportunities in travel and advocating and building awareness for mental and physical health. Wow, that's great. Can you guys help me in uh, applauding Markita Rogers? How
Hey
you doing
y'all.
today? How
Hey
you doing?
everybody. What's going on, Bruce?
Nothing much. Just very intrigued to interview you. That's what's going on.
That's what's up. I'm here for it.
Okay. So it's gonna be a 3-part session. Got 3 topics for you. But the first topic I want to know is who is Markita Rogers? Like I want you to dive deep in who you are for the listeners, for the investors, so people can get very acquainted with you as we go along with this interview.
Who is Markita Rogers? Man, that's a deep question. That's one you really gotta like, damn, who am I? But I am just a being of love. Like I just want to spread love. I'm ambitious. I am energetic, just a rare energy altogether. I love making an impact and touching people in whatever way that I can. I'm just always focused on elevating and being the best version of myself. I am a dog. I'm an animal lover. I love animals. I'm a dog mom. Um, I'm on this entrepreneur journey. It's not been easy, but I'm on it. And yeah, I'm just resilient and unstoppable. Dangerous woman.
Interesting. Very interesting. I feel like life can make us forget our identity, who we really are. And it takes us to go on a journey in life to understand who we are, because even not just life, people around us could make us want to hide our identity, because I feel like God has a light on our life. And when you, of course, you stray away to the dark side, you forget your identity. Now you wonder who you are, because you're, like you said, yeah, Markita Rogers is your name, but you describe more of who you are, not what you do, but who you are. And that's a beautiful thing for you to know who you are, and you're still learning yourself. I know I'm still learning mine also,
Absolutely.
So as God put me in certain situations in my life, I was like, okay, dang, well, this is who I am. I'm strong like this. Actually that weakness wasn't a weakness for me. It was meant to make me strong. So yes, so the next question is, how many siblings do you have?
I have a total of 4 siblings. I'm the oldest girl. I have an older brother, a little brother, and 2 younger sisters.
How was that growing up in the household? Y'all did a lot of fighting?
Most definitely had sibling rivals going on. One of my sisters I didn't grow up with, she was estranged at a young age. We just got back into contact with her a couple years ago, and the relationship still kind of estranged. I'm kind of like the black sheep of my family. Like everybody's just kind of off in the world doing their own thing, but I'm here to set us all free. I'm here to make those sacrifices for them.
I was watching Harry Tubman one day. Very intriguing woman, and she said that people until they know they are slaves, they will not ever be free. And they go back to the identity. So she couldn't free everybody, you know. And I learned that sometimes we can get caught in this programming in our life where now it could make you the black sheep because you outside the program, you outside the matrix. And once you outside of that, it's like what you do is like you don't supposed to do that. That's not how our family been for generations. In actuality, you are going back to something because history only repeats itself. That's why I call it history. You know, ain't nothing new in life. You
No,
know.
that's fair.
Next question is, what's your personal strengths?
My personal strengths, uh, just having stamina and the endurance to keep going through our life, no matter what tests and trials come my way. Just always picking myself back up anytime I fall down. Just being very observant and learning from my own personal experiences and other people's, and just taking heed to everything I've learned and just applying it and just staying steady to my course.
Hmm. Next question is, what is your personal mission in life?
My personal mission in life is to inspire people to want to be healthier. You know what I'm saying? I'm vegan. I've been vegan for the last 2 years. I watched my granny suffer through pain to the day that she died. Numerous medications. My dad died at an early age of 53 from a disease called ulcerative colitis. And so I took their experiences and decided that I wanted something different for myself, which was to take better care of my body and be more conscious and aware of what I'm putting into my body. And I want to inspire other people to do their research and learn and do the same, because we lose so many people to health issues, and they're all 100% preventable if people just have the knowledge of what their body needs, and not eating with their eyes, but just eating for nutrition. And I also just want to inspire people to heal heal those emotional wounds, you know what I'm saying, those mental wounds, so that we can elevate and apply more of our time and energy on pursuing financial freedom, because I've just observed and learned that without peace, if you don't have your mental peace, you can't even begin to pursue any type of career or entrepreneur lane. If you're not whole within, you're gonna be distracted, you're gonna be stuck in your past, you're gonna have blockage basically keeping you from getting to your next level. So I just want to inspire people to heal, to treat their bodies right, because this the only one we get. You know what I'm saying? This the vehicle that we are using to get to where we need to get to, and we can't get there unless we treating it right. So I just want to inspire people to heal, treat their bodies right, and get in a bag. Because you are
Hmm.
the bag.
Yeah, self healing is we are self healers as a woman go through her cycle in life, and that let me know that dang, we are self healers because like I said, when a woman goes through a menstrual cycle, she's detoxing her body, she's cleansing her body out. And I also learned that, if you look at medicine bottles like a Benadryl, like a NyQuil, it didn't say it was a healer, it said it was a soother, meaning it's going to soothe you while you go through that process of self-healing. Some people self-healing is painful. Some people self-healing is not as painful. But I believe things as a NyQuil or a Benadryl could be a soother. And people could be a soother also in a different analogy, where we can help each other self-heal. You know what I'm saying? With words, with a hug, with all these type of aspects. So healing is a major part of that, mental barrier that we have. And that's a beautiful thing that you are, you big on self-healing, because I'm big on self-healing, even though the past can be a burden on us.
Yeah.
It can really be a burden on us, because if we stuck there, we can't move forward. I'm an advocate of, reading the Bible. I'm very spiritual. It's not the Bible. The Bible is very metaphorical, and people, they don't get it. Some people don't get it. Some people do, but it's very metaphorical, meaning like when he say cast your cares on me, that means leave the burdens that was holding you back from getting to where I need you to be. Leave that right at the door. It's like I got a cousin, she used to make us take our shoes off. She had some nice carpet. Take your shoes off before you step into something that's clean in life that I have for you. So all that dirty baggage you had in your past, leave it right there. Like, you free from that. And we got to understand that we free from that, So that's big. Okay, we about to go through the next topic. And that I want to know more about your company. I want to know, what was your past success, um, whether it was, making money, whether it was an idea, whether you had to go through something. What was success for you to get to you where you pointed, the point you is today?
Man, it's definitely been a long ride. I've dibbled and dabbled in a lot of different things. I've always been a hard worker. I've always kept 2, sometimes 3 jobs at a time. But I just knew working for somebody else wasn't my thing. So I always had a side hustle on the side. Sometimes it wasn't legal, I'm not gonna lie. I used to make cannabis treats. I used to sell those on the side. I used to sell a skincare product. I used to sell little phone accessories and stuff. So I was always like a hustler. I've worked nightclubs, promoted, waitressing, taking pictures, working the photo booth, working the nightlife. So I always just kind of being a hustler, a grinder, and being in that life, just it was just so fast paced and it was fast money. So I was addicted to fast money at early on. And one of my jobs, I worked at the airport. And just imagine going to work every day, watching people get on planes every day, and you just sitting there stuck. And so I just wanted it to be my turn. Like, I want to be getting on those planes. I pretty much traveled all my life, whether it was just traveling to see family or moving, relocating. And then once I got older, just taking trips and stuff for myself. So when 2020 hit, I was like, man, I need control over my financial situation. Like, the government can just come take my job at any given moment just because they say. And that again goes back to being responsible for our own health. I didn't agree with it, because if people were just more conscious in the word of their health, why all of us got to sit in the house just because people don't know how to take care of themselves? But anyway, I'm gonna get off that. So yeah, I just started thinking to myself, like, what I wouldn't mind doing that wouldn't require me to be physically labored or require so much of my presence. And I was like, travel, So I went into the travel field. I already had connections at the airport with the agents that worked the front desk of airlines, stuff like that. I was already the go-to person for booking people's trips. And so and yeah, I just went from there. It was just up from there.
That's a life of a hustler. You ask me. You went along the journey trying to find your way. You knew that where you was at wasn't it. You know, um, and I believe like we have pain along the process to really push us. Yeah, we can sit there and be like, I know with myself, I didn't understand pain was part of the process. I could be like, man, I want something different, but I know God, He'd do something or take things away from me to make me push forward. Did you have one of them moments where something was painful to you that had, you know,
Yes, a lot impacted me just having the fire and the drive to even do what I'm doing. Like I said, I lost my granny. I was very close to my granny. I was a daddy's girl. Me and my dad, I feel like we had a lot of unfinished business, but he did teach me a lot. I did witness my dad like get out here and hustle and grind. So he showed me that life. And I lost my uncle who I was very close to. We was like buddies, best friends. And I lost him to, violence in the streets. And so they are definitely my why I keep going. Cause I feel like if they could be here to do it over again, they'd be doing it, they'd do it differently. And so I just gotta do it for the ones who can't and, make a difference in their family, in our family's lives.
you know, and I embrace that. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand when you go through things like that. I don't, believe in death, but I'm gonna call it transitional period. When your loved ones transition to, the other side. Um, I believe that either you can go two ways with it. Either you can move forward and go towards the light, or you can stay stagnant and in a dark place. And when you're in a dark place, that's when depression kicks in. That's when anxiety, stress kicks in. That's when that anger kicks in. You know what I'm saying? And I went through that point in my life when I was angry. You just don't understand why. Like, man, I don't like nobody no more. Because this happened. Even though the people didn't even have anything to do with innocent people that have nothing to do with it, but you angry at them like they did. But it's like what's remarkable about you is how you made that switch. When somebody lose their granny, their father, their uncle, you know what I'm saying? Just back to back to back like that, you have to be a strong woman and able to endure what you endured. And that's I applaud you on that, because we wouldn't be able to sit here today if you make that switch.
Yeah, it was definitely a hard climb. I definitely had to go through all the emotions of depression, questioning God, asking why, you know what I'm saying? And just really learning how to overcome grief and just start healing from those things. And like you said, stop looking at it as death and just changing the perspective and saying that, they transition. Now I got spiritual guys, you know what I'm saying, helping me along my journey. They made the sacrifice to be here to help me and just changing the perspective and the outlook, like you said, on transition and then people leaving us. Because that's one thing that our people get caught up on and get stuck at a lot is in grief. We get stuck in grief a lot.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna elaborate on it, and I'm gonna leave it alone. Going to the next question. Uh, I believe like the fight really spiritually is not
Yeah.
really flesh. So just to have loved ones that's fighting for you on the other side to protect you to get to your destiny, that's where they be needed to be. So
Yeah,
because there's a
most
lot of
definitely.
things, things to be attached to people that we don't even know is attached to people. Um, we can go deep with that, but it's a spiritual fight, and we have to realize that. Okay, I want to know more about how did this little person get involved in driving big 18-wheeler trucks?
Ooh, okay. So, um, it was a process. It was a process getting to this point, but there was a point in my life when I had broke my shoulder. I was on vacation in Las Vegas and I flipped and fell off my ATV. And that was a very tough time in my life. I had lost everything because I couldn't go back to work because they viewed me as a liability because they didn't want to be responsible for re-injuring my shoulder. So I had resorted to, once I had started to just feel slightly better, I had resorted to Lyft and Uber, but that didn't last long because I was already so behind on bills that I had ended up eventually losing my car, losing my apartment. Then I had met a guy. He gave me a job doing like EMT driving. I was driving vans, picking people up, taking them to their doctor's appointment and things like that. Eventually, I think he sold the company, and after that, I had got into school bus driving, and so I did that for a couple of years, and up until the pandemic hit, and I got laid off, and I was on unemployment. And while I was receiving unemployment, my caseworker, she called me and she let me know like they had some resources for me to get back into, the workforce, and that they would pay for any class or any skill that I wanted to obtain. So me personally, my thought process is always to level up, you know what I'm saying? One up myself. I'm like, I got this class B, you know what I'm saying? Let's just go ahead and get this class A. And not only that, it was a solution for a situation that I was dealing with at the time. Stuff got rough after the pandemic. I was temporarily living with a relative, and I had told myself that I was leaving St. Louis. I was getting up out of there, and I, wasn't coming back. So I just took a leap of faith and I left, and I was in Arizona. I was in Arizona at the time. The caseworker was talking to me, and I was living with a friend of a friend. But me, I don't like to be a burden on people. So trucking was a way for me to basically have a place to live. And I took the funding, I got my CDL, and I got in my truck. It gave me a shelter and it gave me an occupation.
I believe driving with me, when I drive, just drive, period, I have some of my best thoughts. I look at the world in a different enlightenment, to see how beautiful it is. I like trees. I like trees. It reminds me of things being fruitful that you can eat off of, like wisdom and stuff like that. Metaphorically, you can eat off your tree and keep getting wisdom from it. But being on the road, it can make you look at things from a different perspective. Definitely when you by yourself, you know. And what does that do for you? That's my question.
The road is definitely peaceful. You get to see so many different views. You get to see just how magnificent God is and the things that were placed on this earth that you have to just see for yourself. Pictures don't really do it any justice. It just reminds you that no matter where you are, you're never alone. You're never alone wherever God is present. And you can just see the presence in the mountains, in the valleys, in the rivers, in the oceans. So it's definitely very peaceful. It's definitely very comforting. You get a peace of mind. I get to sit with myself, sit in my own energy, no distractions, and just really get to know myself on a deeper level.
Okay. So with the travel, it's crazy how everything aligning with you being a travel agent and then being on the road is like you are like it's like God
I'm
has
in the
placed
travel
you.
industry times
Yeah,
too.
yeah, two
Travel in
times.
my
So it's like
travel biz.
you supposed to be in that direction. You're supposed to be on that path. So
Yeah.
what are you doing with the travel agent? I know you were saying something about how you are getting other individuals involved. you know.
So yeah, right now I'm just working on scaling my travel business, obtaining more clients, and also I was given the opportunity through a network marketing company to mentor and teach other people how to become a part of the travel industry and start their own business. So just inspiring, encouraging other people to step into entrepreneurship as a travel agent, because e-commerce is just the wave of today. You know, travel has no inventory. There's no lotions and potions. Like we just sell beaches and oceans. You could work it from anywhere at any time. You know what I'm saying? There's no quotas. There's no, you know what I'm saying? And it's the travel has the the largest income opportunity with the lowest overhead and the lowest startup costs. So it's anybody can do it. It's for everybody. They just got to make the decision. And I'm just here to help them make that decision.
Yeah, and when you're making life changing decisions like that, you will lose people as a friends because sometimes friends are just stuck themselves and they just like how things used to be, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a saying that the good days are in front of you, not behind you. And
Yeah.
people they be stuck on them days behind them and not in front of you because I remember me and my cousin, we used to say, man, it's the best year. Then we end up having a better year, a better year. So okay, but well, this is the third topic. What are you up to now? What are you up to? What are you doing? Are you getting involved in more things? Or are you doing you offering mentorship or you got a book coming out? What are you doing? We want to know, because you're a hustler and you're an entrepreneur in heart. So what are you up to now?
I am currently in the process of just gaining more knowledge and resources so that I can start my own trucking fleet in honor of my uncle and give back to felons and give them opportunities when they come out of prison or jail to make a decent living and have a second chance, because a lot of employers don't hire felons, or if they do, you know what I'm saying, it's crumbs, you know what I'm saying, it's really not enough to really provide and take care of their families. I definitely want to get into real estate. I want to own properties in all my favorite cities that I like to visit and Airbnb them out and just have that security knowing that when I own my own properties, I'll never be homeless again. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And eventually I do want to, or I have already started just taking little notes and jotting things down for my book, just documenting my journey and just want to help people along the way and let them know what to expect to encounter and be ready for when they step out on faith and go down this path of financial freedom, or even just healing, period. Even healing separates you from people. So, and just let them know that they're not alone in doing so, and that there's people who are here to embrace them and support them in what they're doing when other people fall wayside. So yeah, that's about what all I got coming for the future.
That's great. People feel that the fairy tale is getting to this beautiful place where you're dancing in a nice gown and everything else, and but the fairy tale is what you have to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not the destination. The fairy tale is what you overcame, what you persevered through, what you had to endure. The process of pain you had to keep moving, forward from, and you have that fairy tale ending. Because look where you at now. Compared to where you was maybe 2 to 3 years ago. And that's a beautiful thing to really glow up on your journey like that. Everybody don't get to your point. They live miserable, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and um and that's a beautiful thing. Where can the viewers find you?
I am on all social media platforms. I'm on Facebook at Markita Rogers. I'm on Twitter at Kiwi Steady. I'm on Instagram at Kita_Kiwi with 2 eyes. Kita_Kiwi on Snapchat. My website is orleavetravel.com. And from that website, there's a link to my business website where you can learn how to become a travel professional, KitaAntoinette.com. And yeah, that's where you can find me at. I have a LinkedIn as well at Markita Rogers.
And also, since like you want to be involved in real estate, like I had on previous episodes, I don't know, it'll be dropping pretty soon that real estate investors help that I've been interviewing help people like yourself or other people that want to make a difference in getting capital and mentoring and successful people that I believe you have to mirror somebody where you want to be. And I had people that come on my episode, even coming upon my episode in a couple episodes, in the next couple episodes where you can really get your mentorship from or capital and that's the whole thing about this platform, just to really connect the dots for like-minded people like you or other viewers that's probably watching us now. And I appreciate you even coming on my platform to bless it the way you did, tell your story. I know, like, I'm very in shock on the things you had to go on your entrepreneurial journey, because it's a journey in life, and we try to skip the journey. We feel like I need to get here right now. Oh, I wish I was rich. I wish I you got to go through it to get to that point where God wants you to be. You got to be broken down. You have to be humble. Without that, you would be this humble person that you are today. And I appreciate you telling your story, not just personally, but even, okay, with your business side. And it takes a strong person to really, like I said, go through what you went through, and I appreciate you coming on my platform.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you allowing me to have this platform to speak to people.
So with that being said, I appreciate the viewers to tuning in to the Bird Real Estate Podcast Show. You can like, comment, and subscribe to I Am Boss Man TV. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on LinkedIn, or even add me on Facebook at Bruce Bird. Thank you. Until next time.